If you've made it this far, you've successfully made it to the EdPuzzle site. This video is set up to mimic what your students will see, so the first thing you'll do is explore the options that students have as they watch EdPuzzle video quizzes. If you try to fast forward or click ahead, you'll notice that I've disabled skipping. This is definitely a setting you'll want to use with your students. With the setting in place, you will also have to answer the questions that come up in order to move on to the next section. After you answer this multiple choice question, try rewatching the section by pressing the rewatch button. When you get back to the question, press continue. Today, I'm going to show you how to use EdPuzzle as an educational tool. We will create an EdPuzzle account. I'll show you how to create a video quiz. I'll show you how to create and assign videos to a class, and I'll give you some tips and tricks for using EdPuzzle effectively. At the end of this session, you will be well prepared to use EdPuzzle to create video quizzes and enhance instruction in your own classroom. The first thing you'll need to do to get started is create an EdPuzzle teacher account. You can do this in a new tab or window and follow along, or you can wait until the video is over to get started. I got here by going to edpuzzle.com. You can open that page in a new window or right-click on the logo and open the link in a new tab. Click on this Teacher Start Now button and sign in with your preferred email address. If your school has a Google Apps for Education account, make sure you sign in with your school-associated Google login. This will make syncing with your classes you have on Google Classroom easy and possible. EdPuzzle requires you to register with the school you teach at. If you aren't teaching at a school that's listed, you can create your own school. I teach science, and I'm going to register at a professional development school. Now you're ready to choose the first video that you will use to create a video quiz. I've already done my research on YouTube, so I know that I want to use a video I found called Muscle Basics. I'll enter that into the search bar to get started. This is a video I want to use, but notice that I can toggle my search results between a couple different options. If I click on EdPuzzle, I'm actually going to be searching for videos that teachers have already created and turned into video quizzes. So these are all video quizzes teachers have already created using the video that I like. This is a great time saver. But I'm going to create a video from scratch, so I'm going to go back to the YouTube search results, click on the video I want to use. Notice you can preview it right here in the search results screen, and click on Use It to begin editing. Now we're in our video quiz editing screen. The major video editing controls are along the top. We're going to move from right to left, so we're going to click on the question mark to get started by entering some quiz questions into our video. I've already planned out a few points where I want to insert some questions, so I'm going to play the video. When I get to the point where I want to enter a question, I'll stop the video and show you how to add the 3 different types of questions that EdPuzzle has available.
Muscle basics. It seems like everyone wants stronger, more toned muscles. But if you're going to talk about how to get those bigger muscles, you first need to understand the basics. It makes you sound smarter, and well, you don't want to be that guy who doesn't know his basic muscle biology, yet likes to give everyone training advice.
The first type of question is open response. At this point, I want to add an open response question to activate my students' background knowledge. I've stopped the video where I want to enter the question, and I'll click on the green question mark. Right now, I'm in the Open Response Question tab. This type of question will not be instantly graded, but I can still provide feedback to my students by clicking on Feedback and entering the text I want my students to see after they've submitted their answer to the question. We'll press save and continue to keep going.
First, it's important to understand that your muscles not only control every movement you consciously make, but they also control every movement you don't know you're making. That means muscles control the movement of food down your esophagus, they control blood pressure by constricting arteries, and they beat your heart.
Now I want to add a multiple choice question. These check boxes represent the multiple choice question tab. I'm going to enter my answer options with the correct answer first. This helps keep me organized, and EdPuzzle will randomly show these answer options in a different order every time. So the correct answer won't always be first, but it's a good thing to keep me organized. I can also make this a checkbox style question by selecting multiple right answers, but in this situation there's only one right answer. So I've got my one right answer marked with a green X, my two wrong answers marked with a red X. Again, save and continue to keep going.
Based on their function and structure, we divide muscles into three types. Cardiac muscle, which is found in your heart. Smooth muscle, found in places like your stomach, intestines, and blood vessels. And finally, skeletal muscle, which is usually attached to bones. There's 640 of them, and they're the only ones that we can consciously move.
So if I was having students fill out a graphic organizer while they watched this video, this is a point where students should start recording information. I can prompt them to do that by inserting a comment. This is not a question they have to respond to, this is just a note from the teacher. And finally, save again. The other controls along the top will let us modify our video quizzes even further. Moving left, this audio notes tool will allow you to record an audio note that can be inserted into the video to clarify or expand on a concept. The audio track tool will allow you to record over the entire video. This could be used by a language teacher, for example, to dub a video in another language. And finally, the crop tool allows you to crop your video from both ends. This is especially useful when your video ends with a minute or two of credits that you would prefer to cut out. So now we have a usable video quiz that we can share with our students and assign to a class. We're going to click the Finish button to create our first class and assign that video to that class. We're going to call our class Test Class just to get started. By the way, you don't have to assign your video to a class right now. In fact, if you want to keep editing, you shouldn't assign it to a class now. EdPuzzle will not let you edit a video if it is assigned to a class. So if that is the situation, instead of clicking Finish, you'll want to click Save and then either keep editing or navigate to your home screen by clicking the EdPuzzle logo in the top left corner. But we're ready to go ahead and assign this video. So preventing skipping is crucial, so make sure you check the Prevent Skipping button. Assigning a due date is useful if you're using the quiz for homework, but I rarely use it, so I am not going to choose the due date button. We'll click Send to assign the video to our test class. The screen we're looking at now is the main EdPuzzle screen. This is what you will see when you log into EdPuzzle in the future. Notice that your classes are listed along the left-hand side, along with a link to import your classes directly from Google Classroom. Along the top, you can navigate to My Content. This is where you will create new video quizzes and where you can get a link to share a video you've made with anyone you want. This link will allow anyone to watch the video quiz, even if they're not in your class and they don't have an EdPuzzle account. However, this link will not let you monitor or save this responses. To get a Share with Anyone link, click on the video you want to share and choose Assign/Share. The Share with Anyone will provide a link you can distribute to your colleagues or anyone you want to show the quiz to. Let's go back to My Classes and look at the videos you've assigned to a class. To add students to your class, you can distribute a quick code or, my preferred method, a direct link for them to enter that will take them directly to your class. Once you have students in your class, they can access all the videos you've assigned and you can monitor their progress. I've already set up a class with a student who's taken this video quiz. So this is what your view will look like when you have students in your class and they've taken a video quiz. We can see their progress by clicking on Progress. I've already added myself to this class and taken this video on another account. The check mark indicates that I finished watching the video. I can see an individual student summary by clicking on the student's name. I already went through and graded their multiple choice question. This is the open response question that they answered. I can mark it correct by clicking on the green check mark or incorrect with the red X. I think this is a pretty good answer, so I will keep it as a green check. Let's go back to the class progress view. Notice that you can reset a student's progress and have them retake a quiz by clicking on the reset button on the right. So let's review. You've already seen almost all of the tools that EdPuzzle provides. If you click on the EdPuzzle logo, it'll take you back to your home screen with your class list. From this screen, you can go to a class progress list, or you can get a quick link to share this video with students who are already in your class. Clicking on My Content will take you to the page with all of the video quizzes that you've made. From this screen, you can create a new video quiz or get a link to share a video quiz with people who don't have EdPuzzle accounts. We're going to end this module by reviewing ways to use EdPuzzle in your classroom. You can use EdPuzzle for a short engagement or enrichment activity. You can create self-guided lessons that are accompanied by a graphic organizer. Or you could use EdPuzzle to create video quizzes for a flipped classroom that students can watch at home. Some types of questions you may consider inserting into your video are questions that assess a topic that was just covered by the video. This is good for graded questions because students can re-watch the segment until they know how to answer the question. Another option is to place a question at a time point right before the answer is revealed or explained. Finally, you can use a question to assess background knowledge, and the video will reveal the answer after they've already assessed their background knowledge. So obviously, these are not the only types of questions you can create. A lot of it will depend on the video that you've chosen to use. Be creative and experiment with new types of questions. The benefits of using EdPuzzle in the classroom are significant. It has extremely high student buy-in. Students can receive instant feedback through the multiple choice questions, and teachers are provided with an amazing formative assessment tool. This is the end of our professional development module. I hope at this point you feel comfortable using EdPuzzle as a tool in your classroom. If you haven't already, open up a new window and start creating your first video quiz.